Hello and welcome to another episode of the Plus 63 HP Podcast Reviews Edition. I'm one of your hosts, John Clemente. Alongside with me is my bestest best friend in the entire world, Chubax. How are you doing?
What's up? I'm Chubax and welcome. I'm doing
All
good.
right. Awesome. I'm back from a little holiday. Went to my cousin's wedding in Phoenix, so I missed 1 week of content. But I'm very excited to welcome you back to the Plus 63 HP stable of podcasts. And if you haven't been here yet, and this is your first time watching, thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening to our content. Just a little bit of a reminder: on Mondays and Tuesdays, we have our reviews episodes where we deep dive and review and rate a couple of really cool series or movies for the week so that you can be informed on what you should watch by yourself or with your friends and family. On Wednesdays, we have our very first D&D campaign where we record our first foray in tabletop RPGs. We post it online for your viewing pleasure. So hopefully you can join us in our very fun adventure. So our campaign has been running for a little over a year now, and it's just one of the most amazing experience that we've had, especially as middle-aged old men. And on Thursdays we react and get our hypes up for upcoming content. So there's a curated list of clips, videos, short featurettes or trailers, and then of upcoming content, and then we see which ones are plus or minus or things that we're hyped about. On Fridays, Chubax and our other best friend RJ cannot get enough of D&D, so they spun off a second campaign where they're bad guys, and then we post those videos on Friday. And occasionally we'll drop one-offs if there are really cool trailers or things that we need to react a little bit sooner within the week, and then we drop those intermittently. But that's our show this week. I'm very excited to come back and get to discuss with my best bud here an amazing Prime Video animated series, second season of the Legend of Vox Machina. So they discussed episodes 1 to 3 last week. We have episodes 4 to 6 in this particular episode. And before we get into the nitty gritty of what had happened in episodes 4, 5, 6, before we spoil everything for you guys and discuss the episode with us, I'm going to start with a non-spoilery review with Chubax. I saw all 6 episodes in one sitting. I had a ball. What did you think about episodes 4, 5, 6 of season 2 of Legend of Vox Machina?
I don't know, man. This show is amazing. If there's a nitpick here, it's kind of like even in a nitpick, it's like a dual-edged sword. A dual like I see the point. It's like it's they're just going fast,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but a little there's like the next episode the location's a little too convenient in a real world sense, but
Mm-hmm.
when you get to the story, it's like it's like also in D&D it's like metagaming. Like we know that there's only 12 episodes. This is a
Yep.
If this was like a typical American 22 series, then I'll be more angry that that's too convenient. There should be more, but we gotta get the meat, boy. We gotta get the meat,
Yep.
and it's like you're getting steak. Just give it to me. Fuck the appetizer. Give me the steak, and we're getting the steak. We're getting it prime rib, grade A.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck.
Actually, that's exactly my comment. So, for those who are still on the fence on watching this particular animated series, because again, animated series, like, it's a little too violent for kids. It's still animated for for older people, and people might hesitate to
My
jump
kids
into a
actually
series,
watch it.
right? Uh, uh yeah. So, like, you might, if you're hesitating to jump into the series, exactly what you mentioned. This is not a 22, 23, 26 episode season of an animated show. Even as good as Avatar is, or as good as Spider-Man, what's that? Um, oh no, not that Astonishing
Spectacular or
Spider-Man,
something
or
like that.
Spider-Man Unlimited or whatnot. As good as those animated series are, those still are long. So there might be weeks or chunks of weeks that you might not have a giant set piece. So far, every episode or every other episode, a fucking giant thing happens. And it's not just one thing. It is either a new location, a new big bad, a new training montage for a particular person. Every episode there's something that I'm so happy that they do chunks of episodes. But even if they broke it out one episode per week, I think I'd be satisfied,
I
right? So I
know.
was I was thinking about that because like I saw this 1 to 6 in one sitting, like I mentioned, and then of course, I just re-upped it again, and playing in the background while I'm either editing photos, videos, and tinkering around, and I realized like it works, like it can still work. It's gonna suck because there's some
Mm-hmm.
cliffhangers that suck a little bit more than others, but damn, like there's a lot of characters, so not all of the characters can have their character progression every week, but there will be a person or two,
But the
maybe
balance,
three.
I think the balance is great. Like,
Like,
I mean, they
even
might not have the main character progression for that episode, but they always sprinkle tidbits so that on the next episode, when it is their turn, it's not a surprise. Like, they had
exactly.
some things there.
I think it's just this is a testament to who's writing the show, pacing it well, fitting it with a 12 episode arc to make it satisfying. But even just taking all of that away, animation looks great,
Dude,
right?
Titmouse is
Uh,
Titmouse, right?
Titmouse, yeah, like animation looks great. It is you can really see the certain portions of the episode where they are
It's so
scrimping on budget, like the early dialogue in Act One, or towards the end when like after the big action piece, like towards the denouement when they're just sitting around, like you can really see that there's shifts in how they animate and how it's drawn. But for the most part, really fluid animation. And I actually like, I know a lot of people don't like the mix of 3D and 2D
mm-hmm.
animation. I like it,
it
right? I re-
it's pretty good for me. Yeah, I usually don't like it also, especially for the Japanese who started the anime who usually started mixing it.
Mhm.
It looks good. I'm
And
fine with it.
it works because like the things that they make 3D are usually bigger things, a dragon, giant
Mm-hmm.
sphinx, or whatever. So it kind of makes sense to show that gravity between 2D and 3D. So I'm extremely surprised how much I am so invested into this, particularly because I have no attachment to. I have zero idea what's happening. I know of the campaign. I've clicked on a few episodes here and there on occasion, but I don't know where these are going. And then
And so,
season two, oh, this is everything that I wanted in a anime style, manga style arc, right? Now
mm-hmm.
I know you discussed last episode the first three episodes when you have this giant big bad, and then now you're traveling throughout the world garnering, trying to get help. You're not getting help, of course, because it's going to be up to the heroes to fix all of these problems. Totally understandable, even though like in practicality, 7 people against 4 dragons, come on, that's not how it goes, right? But now you're traversing through different fetch quests to get gear and level up to be able to be strong enough to fight these dead monsters. Fuck, let's fucking go. I love it. All right.
But it's not even just. Oh, we'll get into the story later. But yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, we'll go spoiler territory.
spoiler territory. Chubax, hit us with the
And the
synopsis of
synopsis. But yeah,
4, 5, and 6.
before we hit spoilers, but
Mhm.
before we hit that, I love how they differentiated the dragons. It's like they really went distinct for each one, right?
Animation looks so good. What if actually I've been thinking, I think I like the design of these dragons better than I think the prevailing main dragon right now in our ethos is like Game of Thrones or House of the
Mm-hmm.
Dragon, right? I
Typical,
think
yeah.
I like these better.
And dude, I've never seen like acid work like that or the ice. Like this one is
Oh,
the ice. Usually, if they were lazy, right, the you would know the acid would just melt. This one is
hmm.
you're seeing skin, bone, and for the
Yep.
ice, it's usually just gonna be freeze them in the position. But
Mhm.
no, the force of the ice is gonna fuck them up,
Rip
and
you
they're
apart. Yeah.
blowing out, and then freeze you. Like, oh my god, such
No, my
small
favorite
details. Like,
I think yeah, so it's in episode 1 when the Chroma Conclave was introduced, when Thordak, the main dragon, destroyed
the castle.
uh the castle. It's multiple levels. It's the red flame, and then there was vents in the side of his neck to
Uh,
further pump in
air.
oxygen, because yeah, where does the oxygen come out, right?
Uh,
So like further pump in, and then there's a level 2 when it became so hot it became blue. That's the type of, and then there's shock waves coming out of there as
uh,
well. So it makes it like it's a simple drawing. It's just like a line with a circle. But the animators looking at it saying that, yeah, we're done with just like a mouth open and fire coming out. Right? It's no longer that. You can really see that there's like a little space for when either it seems like it's chemicals or it's energy combining in the air to form these particular bars. But like, oh, so amazing animation. I love the dragons here.
and who do we have voicing Thordak?
Of course,
Lance Reddick.
the Wire himself.
Oh my
Uh,
god, I love it.
uh,
So, and then season 2, do you know who voiced the dad of the twins? It
oh,
was I know Troy Baker.
oh, he did.
Yeah.
Look at Troy
Uh,
make that money.
who
Oh,
else do we
he's
have?
making hand over fist now.
I know. Do you know who voices Trinket, the bear?
Oh, of course, Ashley Johnson. Oh,
No,
Trinky the
no.
Bear,
Yeah, Trinket the
not
bear.
Pike.
Do you know who
Oh,
who voices the bear? Cheech Marin. Can you imagine that? And
I
then
hope he's a fan too. Like, yeah.
oh, and tidbit, since you don't watch, um the voice actor for Cash and Zara
Mhm.
are the guests, are the actors who guested in the campaign
In a campaign. Oh,
as
that's
Cash
awesome.
and Zara. So that was cool.
I
Uh
love Cash and Zara too, and I love that little oh, we're going to spoiler territory, but I do love that pendant that she gave. But yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. So anyway, so okay, let's just running around the first three because you missed it. What else? Um the Sphinx scene with the Sam was awesome. Nobody cared. Well, damn. So
I
even then you're
so
seeing this is what I'm talking about, the not everybody can be the main the main progression for each episode, but are you seeing the sprinkles with Sam for the first few episodes? Like
Sam meaning
Scanlan, sorry, Scanlan.
Scanlan. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right.
I'm
Like
definitely seeing him like growing into like he wants to escape. He wants to
no, but
escape.
even the his insecurities, like in Gilmore Shop, he wasn't he didn't get any. He didn't get. He was trying to get the items right, and he was the one that
And
didn't
everybody,
get any.
yeah.
Yeah, and then combine that with Osisa saying nobody cares about you. You're seeing little plot
Mm.
lines of his insecurities of like he wants to grow, but what also his pains are. So and that uh the episode 3, man, that one's like holy shit. That
So here's the I know you discussed episode 3 already, but the idea
yeah,
of
let's go.
yeah, episode 3 is one of those things where it's so predictable. Like I knew it from as soon as fucking Percy saw this loose tile and then placed it in an empty slot, sarcophagus comes out. Yo, homeboy just told Vax just told us, don't fucking do anything, don't fucking touch anything. And then what did they do? They did something and they did touch something. And then of course, even if I'm not following the campaign or I have no idea about the synopsis of the campaign, you can't kill what's her name again?
Vex.
Vex. You can't kill Vex. So I knew she was going to be resurrected somehow. I just didn't know how. And then the satisfy and when we kind of in the next episode, when we kind of see how it was kind of unfurling, and I was already anticipating, oh, that's how she, that's how she's going to be resurrected. And then the repercussions of it kind of makes sense to get multiple thread lines all in one together, despite it being very, very comic booky, very anime
But
style, like of
that's why
course.
that was amazing because everybody in that campaign was expecting like knew about it, and everybody was. But the way they twisted it with the flashbacks,
That
I was
so
like,
that was,
oh
oh my
my
god.
god.
I love it. The idea of it is we already knew the twins have the special, almost incestual bond. But putting that flashback of the dad and what had happened, and then thinking that it's weird because like Vax has always been this like cool strong dude, whatever, but we realized that, oh, from the very, 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 very first start, it's not that Vex is the one that will need Vax,
Yeah.
it's the other way around. Nicely done. Like you could,
And the
I
way
mean,
they cut it at the end with the dialogue and the scene and the shot, oh my god, like, and that was like shot for a lot of those dialogue was lifted straight out of the campaign. Like, and the fun, I'll show you the clip later, but oh, that was so well done. So, anyways, that was the episode. So we'll go with episode 4. Episode 4. Hold on.
those who walk away.
Okay, so episode 4, as Jong said, is those who walk away. So spoilers, major spoiler. So with Vex being taken down by the trap, and we finally here we at the start, Cash, Cash and Zara come back, and they Cash is pretty cool guy. I just love him. He comes in and he tries to do the resurrection spell, and then we finally see who this creepy black dressed woman that Vax has been seeing since the first episode of the season, and she's the matron, the queen of ravens, the matron of ravens, and she she's gonna take Vex, but then Vax intervenes and says just take him instead. And she does a little confusing, but I think it was on purpose, unlike what she did. Like she didn't
The
say
thread?
anything. Yeah. So she
Yeah.
cut the thread.
So my question here is, so if Vax didn't volunteer himself, would Vex would have been alive and become the champion, or no?
I think she's dead.
She was just dead.
I think
Okay.
yeah, she was
Just
just
like
dead.
that.
So yeah, so Vax volunteered. I don't know what he was volunteering for, but he did, and so Vex came back, and they all thought it was because of Cash. And I love that scene from Cash, like holy shit, I'm awesome. Oh,
I must.
I'm awesome. So they we get the quick scene suddenly where Vax is wearing the vestige, the death ward, and then Vex is back, and they're
So
all
the
happy.
vestige is a suit,
Armor, yeah, an armor.
a light armor that when he started wearing it, and I was formulating in my head, it's black, it has slightly wings, it's a raven pulling dead people, so like it must be stealthy, it must be quick. I want one of those in our own
I
campaign.
know. I
When
think
can I
ano
get a
eh.
vestige?
I think it grants haste in flight to Vax. In the campaign, ah. I don't know here, but we've seen what he did a little bit naman here. So anyways, and I love it, like they said it naman in like you said, it's so predictable. She's not gonna be dead for
Of
the
course,
next
yeah, main
episodes,
character.
but the repercussions are there. We
Yeah.
see that when the Raven Queen cut the thread between them, it's not just about bringing her back to life. Like something is severed there, so, or it's
Mm.
not severed. It's more like they're more gonna they have to be more independent. There's gonna be more independence between the two of them, but there's gonna be friction, of course.
Yeah,
So
I was looking at it as because they were bound to each other forever. The thread between Vax and Vex being severed meant that now you're really my champion. Like
and
now
yeah, and
you're
there's more
bound to me,
and it's like
right?
yeah, and there's more like he has his own destiny now. It's like
Yeah, yeah,
they're
exactly.
not ending gonna be ending up at the same spot. So, anyways, after that, Zara still being a bitch. Once that death ward for the take releases a creature. I think this is this is supposed to be the beholder. You know the how the beholder looks in D&D, like the big
No.
circle thing with big eye and then like
Oh, okay, okay.
tentacles with eyes, stalks.
Mhm.
Oh, I
I
don't.
like how this animated, kind of like Dark Side's eye beam, right? The
Yeah, yeah.
tentacles were that
So
petrifies.
they're avoiding the creatures from D&D for I guess for copyright stuff and stuff. But this one they came out with a pretty good new design.
Mhm.
So we get a
I
fight
love
here.
I
Yeah.
love how they also drop in like some explanation where it's like, oh, don't worry, he's just petrified. Just petrified. So
The
you kind of
pepper
like know that they're not dead. They can be cured, but it's also not something that it's super safe. So I
I
was like,
also
I
like
see
Percy's
for
face
an
like
amateur, it's good that I'm
petrified?
knowing all of these
Just
rules.
petrified.
Just petrified. Great.
So they're fighting it. But while they're fighting it, Vax goes into like a dream state where he's fighting the Purvan. Oh, the
Provon.
Purvan.
Or Provon.
Get your Purvan. The previous matron of Ravens champion. So they fight and they're fighting. So it's like a training montage. But Vax is getting his ass beat, like broken fingers, broken foot, and then he sees an image of Vex that says just gotta let go. So he lets go, and that's when the sword goes through him. That's when the armor shifts to him, and then Pervan just says all hail to the new champion, and that's when we see Vax become the real matron of Raven's champion now, and uh, the matron unlocks the armor for him. And that's where we get fucking flashbacks or Naruto Vax, is it not? Like,
Teleporting Vax, which is the thing that I want.
it's so good. So he's like dashing, teleporting. I love the fast daggers because it always comes back. So he just flinging like that, and it's like a machine gun. Because as
Machine gun.
soon as he throws it, he's gonna come back. So it's like, oh, that's so badass. And at first, I was like sad that nobody was gonna see him in action because like they're all petrified. But by the last shot, like they were all unpetrified by Cash.
And
So
it's just him.
they were all be able to watch him like, is that facts? And then I love the last scene where he stabs the tentacle to bring him up.
And then throws it.
No, no, before that we
The
get the shot of
yeah,
him in the
the
air.
elevator. See, that was cool.
No, after that he goes in the air. It's a little zoom in, and then it zooms out, and then you see him. The background is the a
The
drawing of the
Raven.
Raven Queen,
Mm.
and then he kills the creature, and yeah, but he starts to become distant to Vex. Like this is it's just all he has to deal with it. He's seeing visions and stuff. He saw the visions of the calamity. The calamity is the war between the gods and the betrayer gods. Because I think there was a fight before they trapped the betrayer gods, and then the calamity was when they were able to escape. Then they had a big war, and then after that, that's when uh they were able to banish the betrayer gods, and then the other gods left, something like that. So, anyways, that was episode 4. Those who walk away. Then we go to episode 5, the pass through fire. And then here, so we're having repercussions from Vax. Vax is seeing more ghost images and stuff. Um, Grog is dealing with a sword. getting hungry and hungrier. And there's a scene here that's one of the fan favorites in the campaign. They call it like Grog's the outhouse, the dialogue with
The dialogue is
the sword while he's pooping, and Scanlan is singing on the outside. And then
I love that line too. It's like, oh, yeah, this is exactly what I thought about when I was practicing my entire life to play music.
and then we get the joke of of the the broom, the flying broom. So this one just another tidbit from the campaign. They had a guest. I forgot who the guest player was. He played a character, of course, who was like a necromancer, and he had the flying broom. And Vex or Laura was in love with it as soon as she saw it. So, anyways, they worked together with that guy. He was a temporary ally against something I forgot, and the broom fell away, and sniped it. Like she stole it, and she told the friend that it was destroyed.
Oh no,
But the problem was she couldn't unlock the magic word, so she had
mm,
Scanlan try to do it.
translate.
So that was like a whole gag in the
I'll
campaign.
I'll do it for a favor to be cashed in future.
So in one of the things that Scanlan got for unlocking it for Vex was he bought a witch's hat and made Vex wear it while flying. It's like a fucking Sariga. So anyways,
Uh,
well, Scanlan accidentally flies with the broom. He sees that what's it, Pyra? I think it's Pyra, right?
yeah,
The volcano, yeah,
the
Pyra.
the
Um
fire magic place.
the Fire Ashari people, where one of Keyleth's Aramente is supposed to happen because he has fire, earth, and water. Because she's air already. It was active, the volcano. And then so she panics and she wants to help because it's not supposed to be active. So she flies off because Vax and the others, oh, well, mostly Vax didn't want to help because I mean you see his point also, right? We're trying to save the world. We're like gonna go on a detour, and then
But I do love the counterpoint. Like
to do it for
it's not just some other person that we're helping here. This is
it's
Keelan,
kill it,
who
and
who
well,
technically drop and save
I
to
know.
everything to save everybody else. So it's like, all right.
So they go after her, and Keyleth arrives there and meets her. Her dad's there, and they realize that this is where Thordak came out. So Thordak was imprisoned by Allura and Kima before with another group of adventurers in the fire plane. But with somebody's help, somebody infiltrated the fire Ashari and helped
And
Thordak escape. So Thordak is, and then now the rift is open and more fire creatures are coming out and it's laying waste to the fire Ashari. So, so Kilit comes in, Vox Machina comes in. Funny with the Grog where they're cutting the dragons but there's no blood. So it's like he's still hungry in the
the
sword.
fire
Craving blood.
dragons has no blood. That's why. So that's also again not to foreshadow anything, but that's good setup because they said that a few times.
Yeah,
Like yeah, right, like he fed the blade a little bit himself too. So it's like it's a lot of like setup as well for everybody. So I love how this show is
I know.
being built out.
Oh, hold on. Emma. Okay. Ganda. Yeah. Good boy. Good boy siya. Totoo ang mama niya at nagsalita siya. Ako kinakabahan daw siya eh. Thank you. Good night. Sorry. Uh,
Mm.
the the mother-in-law and father-in-law are here, coming home from a party. So, anyways, so where are we? So yeah, they're there. Keyleth, as usual, coming on from season one, where he has a problem with confidence. Is finally, with some flashback with her mom, able to gain the strength to go inside the fire plane and close it from that side by becoming a fire elemental. So she transformed into a fire elemental and got a came out, saved the day, closed the rift, and we also got that Kima and Aurora together, the Stephanie Beatrice.
Beatrice,
Yeah.
I love another cameo. I love how they were like, it also made sense why they went there too.
Uh huh.
Um, and I'm still missing Brooklyn 99, so I'm always happy to hear her voice.
Yeah. So there we go. So Keyleth up gets an upgrade as well. Um, so she can now become fire elemental. And then how does the episode end? Uh,
Oh yeah, I forget. Uh,
I think they just start traveling.
uh oh yeah, they
Yeah.
just start traveling to to find the place of the Sphinx.
The
The
rhyme cleft. Yeah, okay, into the
Yeah.
rhyme cleft. So episode 6 is into rhyme cleft. Um, so here they're trying to find the place of Kamal Jori, the mate of Osisa, and as they get there, they face another challenge of to get the information for the rest of the messages from Kamal Jori, and they he gave him like three challenges, and the one they chose is wounding him because he hasn't been hurt in ever in a millennia or something. So they all try. Vax goes first, but none of them were successful. And Scanlan, who doesn't want to fight, and is the last one left. And I love that this is more like a more physical confrontation than Osisa, but it's still with the mind fucks, like with
Mhm.
Grog. Where does your strength come from and stuff. But
Still showing, still consistent with what Sphinx bring out the most, which is like the thing that you're most fearful of or insecure of,
yeah,
but now you're being beat up.
yeah. And then Scanlan wounds him with the heart, like with the nice,
Ah,
nice piano song. Like, oh my god, that was so good.
again, extremely predictable. Where of course, like the three choices were kill 100 of these monsters, to us solve an unsolvable puzzle or
Mm,
get out of this unsolvable maze, and three just wound him. And immediately I knew, I 1000% knew it was going to be, it's not going to be a physical wound, guys, it's going to be an
emotion.
emotional.
But
And then, but I love how it played out because again,
and
like what you mentioned, they still drop hints
and the
every
execution
time
of
a person
they could have
is
just
kicked
done
out.
the loot. But they went
Mm,
with the piano
the
and
piano.
using his powers to be the keys. Like those so like small
And
details.
it's a
Like
full multimedia experience, right? There's
the
visuals, which
visuals.
is, I'm looking at, it's like, I'm now seeing how awesome a bard could be if that's something that you could do, right? That's
I know that's
awesome.
why Sam spoiled being a bard for me. Because I have to be able to sing if I'm gonna be a bard. No. So anyways they bond Kamal Jori or Cam and Scanlan they bond. They were when the rest of the Vox Machina come back, they find Sam. I always say Sam, Scanlan and Cam writing songs. But oh, there we go. The end of episode Pass Through Fire was Ripley going to uh
Oh, to
Umbrasil.
Thordak. Oh,
Umbrasil, the acid. Is it the acid? I think it's the acid one. Uh,
yeah, definitely the acid one.
it was the acid one, right? Yeah, it
Mm.
wasn't Raishan. I think Umbrasil is voiced by Matthew Mercer. Okay, yeah. So yeah, Matthew Mercer is Umbrasil, Craven's Edge, uh Oh, and you met Victor, right? The gunpowder guy
Yeah,
who has
cool.
who lost two fingers. So yeah, so Ripley sends Raisha, Umbrasil towards Vox Machina, and so he comes. Before that, Cam gives the second vestige to Scanlan. It's the Myth Carver. It's like a short sword. And when he holds it, he has a
See,
vision that the next vestige is in Westron with a group of people like who look like Grog, and their leader has the gauntlets. And
so you saw two, right? Saw the
and the bow
gauntlet
is
and the
in
arrow
and the bow is
and the
in
bow
the
and the
Fey.
fay.
Yeah. So Grog, the way he reacts, obviously knows who has the gauntlets, but he's like tight-lipped and like nervous or trying to lie about it.
So
And
I don't know. I haven't heard it, but I'm assuming it's a dad or a brother. So that's
probably
just my prediction.
so uh and this is a little more of the keeping it uh keeping it short, but Western, I think, from what we saw, is the home of Umbrasil. I mean, what the city that he attacked to make it his home. So we might get 2-for-1 next, 3-for-1 next few episodes. We can,
Ooh.
if they're successful, they can beat Umbrasil. They can get the sword, the Myth Carver, and the gauntlet. If again, if they're, because I thought they were gonna get Myth Carver now, but they did. But
So Myth Carver was taken though. That's
yeah,
the
that's why
yeah.
I thought they were gonna get it. They did get it for a few minutes, but then Umbrasil was able to escape with it. So, anyways, yeah, Umbrasil comes in, wrecks havoc. Uh, I think he kills Cam. After Cam says he hasn't been hurt for a millennia.
I do think that. So that's the well. I He did say that he did kind of allude to kind of dying, but kind of sucks that he died because of impact catching
Scanlan.
Scanlan. Oh.
So, so yeah, we have a good fight here. And yeah, everybody's doing. So everybody has their action pieces, and there was a good fight. Umbrasil escapes, right, with the
Yep,
sword, and then
the
Cam
sword.
follows. With was it with Scanlan, or how did Scanlan end up in the sky also? Forgot.
No, well, uh, so he took Umbrasil with Scanlan in him, and then the
Oh, okay.
Sphinx
Flew and
flew
caught up,
and fought. Yeah,
and then Scanlan fell. So
Umbrasil, the Sphinx
Cam caught
caught.
him and got
Yeah.
hurt, and then got bitten as well. And so they're trying to escape because they're underpowered. But in the end, Grog is finally taken over by Craven's Edge. Or is it Craven Edge? Craven's Edge. Craven Edge. No S. So taken over by Craven Edge, and then accidentally stabs Spike, which is one of his visions. And then as they escape, Keelit is gonna try to plane shift to escape, but Umbrasil gets in the middle, and Sep plane shifts. So Keelit was able to successfully plane shift everybody except Grog,
Scan
Scanlan, and Pike.
Scanlan and
I think
Pike.
they also plane shifted, but we don't know where.
Yeah,
So they just got like it's similar to Ragnarok, where Loki and Thor got separated
in the Bifrost.
in the Bifrost. So they went somewhere else. And that's how we end episode 6 into Rhyme Time.
Woo!
Like, man, they know how to. Whoever thought of pacing it into 333 is a masterpiece.
So is it confirmed that it's 12 episodes? So it's a
Yeah,
month?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I
so
see. I already have the titles up to 12.
okay, so I'm looking at Wikipedia. They only have it till they don't even have the 4, 5, 6 yet, but I am I am impressed. I'm happy. let's do our final thoughts and ratings. I'll start because like you did the synopsis. And we've discussed this a little bit earlier as well. Everything, both pacing, animation, story wise, I'm digging the how quick the episodes are, or at least the beats are. I'm digging how action filled it is. I'm sure people would say that they would want it to be a more epic adventure, and they seem to be there bouncing from one place to the other and then getting information, go to the other, go to the information, go to the other. I'm happy with that. Um, and the more that you mentioned about how every episode there's a little bit of of sprinkling of information, backstory, future story, or even just like events happening in that particular episode that molds the decisions and actions of every character moving forward. Maybe not all characters in every episode, but like, Grog's not knowing his strength, relying on Craven Edge, and then of course we know that something bad's gonna happen because it's a bad sword, and it actually happened to his bestest friend. So it's like all of these like sprinkling of backstory, Scanlan's backstory, Vax and Vex back story. Even Keyleth for a little bit was there. Like I know we're light with Percy, but Percy had most of season one anyway, right? So we kind of
Mm-hmm.
know his story,
That's
but
true.
now we also have Ripley a little bit because he kind of knew
Yeah.
the other person that was buying brick. So
And
everything is, I think,
Percy Sprinkle's also connected with Vex.
oh,
His
interesting.
relationship with Vex.
Got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like
So
they're budding romance, I guess. But
yeah.
everything is kind of it's how I would want an animated season to be, even the number of episodes. I think 12 is perfect for 30-minute
Because I
episodes.
think that's why I said the nitpick is like a double-edged sword. It's because like if they expand it, we're gonna have slow episodes. Too slow. You know what I mean? This is what I want. Three, three, three. Give me the steak, baby.
Yep. And again, it's good because you're not wasting panels, right? The
Mm-hmm.
you pay by frames here. So if you don't need I don't need 16. 12 is perfect. 1 month, perfect. Even 3 episodes per week, perfect.
I
Dropping on a Thursday instead of a Friday, perfect.
Perfect.
Everything is I like. So I am giving it at out of 10. So episodes 4, 5, 6. I'm it's a solid 9 for me. It's a solid 9. It's just action, story, animation, people dying, going back to life and dying again. It's like holy shit. Like I
Yeah,
can't wait for next week. I really can't wait for next week.
we
How
gave this
about you?
an we gave this a 9 last time, so I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with a 9. I just I'm tempted to go with a 10, but I don't have anywhere else to go for the next 6
Yeah.
episodes. So let's give it a 9. It's a joy to watch. It's just I popped this in as soon as this afternoon my kids came in, watched it all three straight. Like damn. I had my hand on the remote just in case. I think the violence they're fine. It's more of the sexual stuff that might come out jokes. So I'm ready for the skip there. But aside from that, since the action's been a little more than last season, so there hasn't been that much sexual stuff like
Mhm.
in like the pilot episode last season where
Well, Scanlan hasn't
Scanlan
been with normal people, like because normal people is being burned down by dragons. So
agree.
uh
So yeah, that is
all right. That
the
is
last the Legend of Vox Machina season 2, episodes 4 to 6. Watch it.
yeah, that's our episode. We are excited for you guys to join us in the adventure of watching Legend of Vox Machina. Watch the next episodes with us, 7, 8, and 9. We'll discuss it again. Make sure that you share your thoughts either on here on youtube.com/plus 63hp or on any of our socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at plus 63hp. And if you don't want to watch us and you just want to listen to us while you're doing your chores or working, search for us on any of your favorite podcasts. We prefer Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Amazon. We are there. Search plus 63AP and interact with us there. But thank you very much for listening and watching until now. We will see you in the next episode. Bye.